Yeah, hi Patrick. Well, I'm just confounded by why you are so anti-vaccine.
I'm not anti-vaccine
Why-
at all. I'm
sorry,
anti-coercion.
Yeah, there's a big difference, though, isn't there? I mean, they're not. They're
there's a massive
encouraging
difference.
people to take the vaccine. They're encouraging. But I mean,
No,
for example,
go on.
there is a law in the UK that you have to wear a seatbelt for the reason that it protects people. You've probably got more risk of having a hernia reaching across to get your seatbelt and clipping it in, and you have a reaction to the vaccine that's going to put you in hospital.
So my take on it, right, is that it's crossed that line from the government when they are doing things like, as Dominic Raab has basically admitted today, maybe lying about vaccine passports to our faces in order to try to coerce the young people into getting a jab. I think that's mafia-style tactics, personally, Simon, and I don't agree with that. Try and make the case for it. There is a great case of getting a vaccine, and loads of people listening now will be jabbed. I obviously have now got the vaccine, right? So I can see the case for it, and I'm very glad that Boris Johnson has done a smashing job of actually securing the vaccine, whether you want it or not. But I'm against the idea now that the government might be trying to lie to us or manipulate us into getting that jab.
Well, Patrick, I listened to you a few weeks ago, before this even got to the stage where you accused the government of coercing the public into taking a vaccine, forcing them into taking a vaccine, and you said, I don't want to put that vaccine into my body. And it wasn't for that reason that you've just stated. It was the fact that you personally didn't want that vaccine in your body. And I just can't understand the reason why. If we go back into lockdown, it's probably more likely because the 60% of the people who are currently need hospitalisation have not been vaccinated. So those are the people who are going to force us back into lockdown if we do end up going back into one.
I think,
personally, I think it's selfish.
Well, and you're perfectly entitled to your view, Simon. You're absolutely perfectly entitled to your view. And yeah, a lot of people might be saying it's selfish. I think it's selfish to try to make me put something in my body that I don't want. I think it's selfish to try to make me do something like that. Because personally, I was very undecided about the vaccine. And it wasn't just because of the coercion. You're right. I am now completely on the side of the coercion side of it. But also the fact that there isn't a lot of long-term data out there. And actually, a lot of that feeling was just coming from within my gut. Something that is very hard to quantify and something that is very hard to maybe articulate, but I just had quite a bad feeling about it for me personally, and I'm allowed to feel that way, Simon.
Well, I agree with you there, but maybe not so much on national radio when the majority of the nation know that it's in everybody's favour to take everybody's advantage to take that vaccine, and for a radio presenter to announce on public radio or national radio that it almost encouraging people not to take it. I know you're not, but by stating your own personal feelings is almost encouraging other people to stand by that.
With respect, it's an opinion-led radio show, and I'm not broadcasting from China, Simon, where I have to parrot the state line all the time. I've got to be here. I've got to be honest with people, and the beauty of it is that people like yourself can call up and have a pop at me for it if you want. What I think is quite telling is that really you're kind of the only one who has, because there's clearly a lot of people out there who feel like me, Simon.
And yeah, I'm very disappointed to hear that. As I say, I think you've got a much more highly likely to be hospitalised through any form of other, as I mentioned, a seatbelt, or why do you take car insurance? To protect yourself and to protect others. But if they need hospital treatment after an accident. But I mean, it is. Honestly, I feel so strongly about this. It will never happen, but I would say, okay, if you don't want the vaccine, then if you need hospitalisation, then you pay for private care.
What about smoke? Do you smoke?
Nope.
Do you drink?
Yes.
Do you eat junk food? Do you ever have a takeaway?
Yeah, of course.
Well, so you're paying for your own care there as well, are you?
There's a bit of a difference there, Patrick, isn't there?
All right, Simon, I must say, I know we disagreed, and I don't mind that. I like the fact that you've called in. I like the fact that we've had that chat, and I do appreciate it. Thank you very much, Simon, in Solihull there.